Absolute disaster in game number 11 of World Chess Championship match between Dean Laurent and Gukesh Damarajo. So it's game number 11. Gukesh has white pieces and starts with knight f3. So Lev and Magnus talked about it on their shows, what Gukesh is gonna play with white pieces, because he's gotta use these chances. With black he won't have as many chances as he would have with white, so it's very important he uses white pieces. And they were speculating whether he will play e4 and prepare something against French, because guys, when you have all these seconds around you, they will just do their homework, will try to come up with ideas in specific lines. But as we see, knight f3 is played on the board, and after d5, c4, d4, we see not quite typical for the World Chess Championship match opening. It's like something like Reti Gambit or something. I have no idea what it's called, but it is what it is. c5, e3, knight f6, a3. So as I said, it's rarely can be seen on this level, because yeah, we saw Catalan, but let's say I won't even expect such opening to be played on this level. Queen c7, d3, a5, b5, knight bd7, and at this point black have no problems. Like, they have c5 square, potentially they can play b6, not now of course because there is rook hanging on a8, but g6, bishop, g7, maybe e5, knight c5, maybe just e5, b6 and put something here. So the position is not that bad. Look at this bishop on f1. So, I mean, yeah, white will develop, play g4, bishop g2, g3, bishop g2, knight d7, and now knight jumps to e5 and wants to check to d3. Castle, knight f5, queen f4. After queen f4, the idea is that basically knight d3, this knight can take queen c7, it's a pin, knight d3, queen d4, and black are still underdeveloped, so rook d8. Best move is played, protecting opponent d4, rook d1 once again, protecting this pawn, even though white only have one defender to this pawn and black have two attackers. It still cannot be taken because there is pin on c7. Let me demonstrate it real quick. So now can't take because queen c7, white are up a queen. g6. So Dean chooses g6, computer likes e6, and I'm not sure, like e6, like b6 typical sacrifice, and now queen d6, and develop bishop through e7. I mean, not the worst approach in this opening, but g6, bishop g7 seemed like a reasonable thing as well. a4, h5, b6. So that's quite typical. So b6 is a move to basically get the b file open and also get some squares for your knight. Let's say knight a3, knight b5 potentially. Right now b6 is also good because queen can't take because of queen e5. So tactical move, this knight is under attack, so it works. Queen d6, and now bishop a3, and now Gukesh slowly takes the initiative. Now there is this pin, there is potentially this pin, there is potentially huge weakness on b7, and this might actually threaten bishop h6. Now queen is being attacked, queen gotta go somewhere, or play bishop c5, queen c5, and queen f4, and now black have huge troubles with b7 pawn. Knight c6, knight f3. By the way, knight c6 will be on this square till the end of the game. And this knight, unfortunately for black pieces, will be lost. Even though this pawn will remain on b7 as well. You might say, how this will happen? Like, knight is always protected. What's gonna happen? Let's watch till the end. Rook d7, knight c2. Now, kind of aiming to like d4 square. I mean, rook b1, rook b5 ideas, and just to make sure this knight is not under attack. Queen b6, and after rook b1, Gukesh has absolute insane pressure on b file. And let's say knight b4 here, it's already bad, because after knight b4 takes queen e1, and white will take the pawn on b4, then play rook b1 and take on b7, create a pass pawn, and the position is almost lost. You might say, alright, b3, but doesn't help because after a5 this pawn will be lost because there is no good way to protect it. Queen b5 doesn't work, queen b4 doesn't work, we take on b3. So that didn't happen. Queen c7, rook b5, and once again absolutely insane pressure on b file. Knight a1, rook b8, knight b3, trying to attack a5, trying to press d4, and also trying to play knight c5 and trying not to capture b7 pawn. e6 was played. e6. So computer says rook d6, which is actually not a move people would consider, because you play rook d6, you know, you still can allow all these tricks to happen. So, and even like some c5 attack, so doesn't really work that great. But this 6, according to computer, is a blunder. Knight c5. Now the point is there are potentially even some knight e6 and queen g6 ideas, so it's already kinda, you know, unpleasant. Here, instead of playing knight b7, which was the best line according to computer, Gukesh chooses to play rook db1. And in the following position, Dean has 7 minutes 41 seconds to make next 12 moves, while Gukesh doesn't have time, like a lot of time as well. And here after knight b4, Dean would have hold it, because now alright, take on b7, and I mean it's still, I can't say it's a big deal. I mean, yeah, kinda, yeah, c pass pawn, but there is like not much going on. Like knight on b4 is doing a great job. Let's say knight a5 takes, and there is queen a5, and you know, black are up a piece, so there's still like some threats, right? But what we saw in the following positions is unexplainable, because in the following position Dean Laurent probably played the move that will cost him the World Chess Championship title. He played another blunder. He played queen c8. And now, most of you have already probably seen it, the game has finished after queen c6. And this knight is lost even though pawn is on b7. The idea is that after queen c6, bishop c6, of course, should take rook b8, and if b takes c6, rook b8, white remain with the extra piece, and they win this game number 11. And yeah, I even discussed it on streams, like, yeah, Gukesh will have more like before that, after, like, before game number 10, because Dean had 3 whites and 2 blacks, I was like, alright, Dean has more chances. Then I was like, alright, now it's 4 games match, and now, I mean, Dean would probably do nothing playing with white, because he plays London system, guys. It's not, as I said, it's not the opening you wanna go in the World Chess Championship match to play for advantage. And Gukesh would generally create more chances with white, and that's what we saw in this game. Yeah, it's still a stupid blunder, and it's unexplainable. Like, it's just, you know, people will discuss this game. It's a disaster for Chinese player. But yeah, Gukesh takes the lead with 3 games to go. We have game number 12 on Monday tomorrow, and we don't know. I don't know. It looks like Gukesh has taken the final lead in this match, and he's going to win the title. But let's see, maybe Dean will surprise us in the 3 next games. Yeah, I don't know. It just looks awful. I mean, queen c8, blunder, queen c6. It just it shouldn't be happening in the World Chess Championship match, especially on this level. And that's what Magnus discussed with Levy in their shows. Like, it's kind of sad to see that there are so many chances that are like created out of nowhere. Like before, you know, Magnus had to squeeze the soul out of his opponents, and it wasn't easy. And now it's like, it's not good quality games. But alright, 6-5, Gukesh takes the lead. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.